Okay, so I wanted to show you very quickly how to set up your first project in InDesign. It's pretty easy to do. So I've opened up InDesign here. I'm in InDesign 2020, and you've got a couple of options. One, I could just use the quick start for letter. I'm going to go ahead and create new, and I have my settings here that I can change. I'm going to change this over to inches so I can see, and this happens to be set at 8.5 by 11 inches, and that's exactly the way we want it. We want it to be portrait orientation. Doesn't really matter at the moment, but I'm going to uncheck facing pages, and you don't really need to check anything else. I'm just going to hit create. Now at this point I can see that the document is created for me. Now your layout may look a little bit different than mine, and that's okay. There are a lot of different workspaces that you can work with. I happen to be in Essentials Classic, so if you want to change yours to match mine, you certainly can. Just go to Window, Workspace, Essentials Classic, and it'll look something like this. Now your toolbar on the side, you can have it be fat or thin, depends on you, what you like to do. If you're on a laptop, you may want it more thin. If you're on a desktop, maybe you've got the space. I like to work with it that way because of how it portrays the color boxes a little bit more easily. On the side here, you can see several different panels to start working with. I've got my text that happens to be up because I have my text tool selected, but that changes based on what's selected. If you want those bars to show up over here on the side, just go to Window, Type in Tables, and I'm going to choose Character. And I've got this little box here, and I'm just going to drag and drop. And these little panels can all be moved around and arranged in a way that works for you. I'm going to grab my paragraph as well and drop that in to be part of that. So now when I click on those, they become available for me to use. Now I'm going to need these boxes pretty heavily so that I can work on my project. So really it's pretty easy to get started on this project, and now I can start designing. You may see that this purple line is there. That's called the margin, and that is not going to show up on the final, but it is meant to help you remember to not put important pieces like key text or any text really, and key images outside of that. But of course you can drag things all the way to the edge of the page as long as it's not your text. So that's just kind of meant to help you guide as you get started on your project. A few fun things that you may find helpful: if you right click on the menu on the ruler bar, you can change what's being used. So if you see something different, you can change that. Ruler guides are probably your best friend as you're designing and aligning things up. So you can just drag these out and you can put them wherever you need to. I wouldn't do it yet, but you can certainly do that as you start placing things and want them all to be aligned just right. You also, if you mess up on something, if you're on a Mac, hit Command Z. If you're on a PC, Control Z, and that will undo what you did. And by the way, you can bring those ruler guides down from either side. Just click on the ruler and drag out. Now, as I work to create my text here, I'm just going to, if I'm creating my flyer, I can just go ahead and drag out a text box and then paste your information in. I'm going to hit fill with placeholder text just because I don't have that text from the flyer that I need to put in just yet, but it gives me an idea of how this is going to look.